Here, take the healing potion. Here, take the healing potion. Here, take the Here. Here. Here.
You're in for it now.
Die, bastard! Die, bastard! So much for you, lowlife! There's another of those scummy beasts. One less monster around. One less monster around. One less monster around. There's another of those scummy beasts. There's another of those scummy beasts. There's another of those scummy beasts. One less monster around. There's another of those scummy beasts.
So much for you, filthy beast.
One less monster around. Right, here we are.
I shall go the rest of the way by myself. I have a few things to take care of before I can return to Corinus. Thank you, my friend. I'll see you in town.
Hey.
Nobody ever asks for my opinion.
Enos enlightens all those who recognize his wisdom.
I've heard of things.
As if I didn't have enough of them.
I talked to Fayeth.
What has he got to tell me?
His people have mined 2 chests of ore.
2 chests? I don't need 2 chests. I need 200!
He wants me to tell you that he needs more men.
What? I'm supposed to send even more men to certain death? He can forget it!
About Silvestro's mining site.
Did you go see him? Did you talk to him?
Everyone's dead there. They were surprised by mine crawlers.
What about the ore? Do you know how much they've mined?
They managed to secure a few chests first. They're in a cave along the path from the castle to the mining site.
Damn! Those were a lot of good men. May Enos have mercy on their souls.
I've met Marcos.
And? What does he have to report? How much ore does he have for us?
4 chests. He's left the mining site to take the ore to safety. Now he's guarding the chests in a small valley behind the lines of orcs. He's asking for reinforcements, however.
What? Only 4 chests, and he left his mining site? Damn! That isn't good. And now he wants more men? Well, fine. I'll send him 2 people. Damn! What's going on out there? Has Beliar himself come to wipe us out? My men are almost all dead, and with the bit of ore we have, we can't even stop one orc, let alone an army! This expedition is doomed to failure.
What about the letter for Lord Hagen?
We have 10 crates of ore on the whole, and we've lost twice as many good men. You shall have your letter. Lord Hagen must hear of this. This valley is cursed. Evil abides here.
What are you planning to do now?
I've tried everything. You're my only hope now. You and that Lord Hagen will send me reinforcements. We'll continue to stand firm and pray to Enos that he won't leave us despondent in this dark hour.
I want you to let Gorn go.
I can't let him go. He has committed many crimes and they must be atoned for.
Can I pay his penalty?
That might be a possibility, but certainly not a cheap one. I want 1,000 gold pieces for Gorn.
That's a lot of gold.
Gorn also has much to answer for. Bring me the gold, and I'll set Gorn free.
I want to buy Gorn's freedom.
Agreed. You can go to Gerald and tell him to release Gorn on my orders.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
It can't go on like this forever. That is the will of Enos.
I'm no better off myself.
Set Gorn free. That's an order from Commander Garand.
I've already been informed. Here's the key. You can go in.
He really didn't deserve that.
That's all just gossip.
Enough of this lounging about. You're free.
It's about time somebody got me out of here. I certainly hadn't expected it to be you, though. It's damn good to see you.
Garan says you eat too much and he can no longer afford to feed you.
Now that you mention it, I could kill a couple of beers. Let's get out of here. I've seen enough of this cell.
Okay, see you with Milton.
Sure thing.
I'm not touching that.
Nothing amazes me.
Hey, you! I've freed Gorn.
Good. Then we should think about what happens next.
What are your plans?
I shall return. I will wait for a while, but now that Gorn is free, I can leave with him. It is more than necessary that Pyrokar learns of the situation here.
If you think so.
I hope that Lord Hagen will recognize the threat that emanates from this valley. Not to think of what will happen if the orcs come over the pass.
Well then, have a safe trip.
It had to happen sooner. Listen, I've loafed around here long enough. It's time I saw something other than this valley. How did you get over the pass?
There's a path through the abandoned mine.
Good. I'll wait for the right moment and then I'm out of here.
Where will you go then?
I heard that Lee is still alive. I want to join up with him again.
We'll meet again.
You can count on it.
That's nothing new.
Surrender while you can. There is no escape for you. Surrender.
Hey, you're finally back. You have to go see Zardes right away. There's a problem.
That I certainly believe.
All hell's broken loose since you left. Talk to Zardes. He's waiting for you. Zardes gave me this rune for you. It'll help you get to him faster. We'll meet again there.
Wait a minute. You didn't look all that hot.
These headaches just won't stop. There's something brewing. I think I'll have a rest first.
Hey, you! I'm back from the Valley of Mines.
High time, too. What did you see?
You were right. The land's been overrun by an entire army of the enemy. Orcs are besieging the castle, and dragons have laid whole areas to waste. It won't be long before they attack Corinus, if I'm not mistaken. Lester said you wanted to see me at once. What the hell has happened here in the meantime?
The enemy has learned who you really are, and that you're planning to get hold of the Eye of Enos. He has recognized the threat. It has forced him to leave his cover and openly attack. The game of hide and seek is over. Yesterday, nobody knew what the enemy's attack would look like. Now it has become only too obvious.
I was attacked by magicians in black robes.
The enemy has many faces. The Seekers are one of them. They're really the ones who prepare the ground for the enemy. They have taken up their positions in strategic places and are now only waiting for an opportunity to spring the trap. Stay out of their way. They are very powerful magical beings, and they will try to deter you at any cost.
I finally got the proof that Lord Hagen demanded of me.
What proof is that?
I received a letter from Garand, the commander of the Paladins in the Valley of Mines. In it, he asks for reinforcements.
That should be enough to convince that militant warhorse. Well done.
What will be the next step now?
Go and bring Lord Hagen the letter from Garand, so that he may grant you access to the Eye of Enos. Then go to the monastery and talk to Pyrokar. He must give you the eye. Nothing is more important than getting this artifact away to safety. Go now before it's too late. The enemy will also try to lay his hands on it.
The water mages have discovered a portal to an unknown part of the island.
Interesting. As soon as you find out something that is really helpful, be sure to let me know. The artifact of Beliar could be hidden somewhere there. Find it.
About that,
Don't bother me with details.
master wants your head. No one can save you now. We shall get you.
One less monster around. One less monster around.
There he is. We shall get you.
Good thing you're here. You need to help me.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
What is this about?
A lot of things have changed since I left here. I have to get back on my feet somehow.
What's the problem?
I have to get into the upper quarter. But I'm not a citizen of the town, and I don't have enough money to bribe the guards. That's where you come in.
So you want me to lend you some gold?
Nonsense. I've got some gold. A whole lot of gold, even. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me. You need to go fetch my gold for me.
That's been known a long time.
What's in it for me?
Have I ever asked you what you could give me in return? We're friends, shouldn't that be enough?
Okay, I'll help you.
Well, listen. Back when the barrier was still in place, I hid a small treasure. It's been quite a while. That's why I forgot to take it with me. And I can't leave here at all at the moment. To cut a long story short, you must go to the Valley of Mines for me and fetch my gold.
I knew that would be a problem.
Where's the gold hidden?
Directly at the trading square, above the abandoned mine. It's in a leather satchel. Spare yourself that comment. I know myself that we must have walked right past it. Just bring me the bag. But don't forget to check that it's the right one, so you don't walk all that way for nothing.
How can I recognize it?
It's full of gold. A whole lot of gold.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Wouldn't be so sure.
What are you planning to do with the gold?
I still have an account to settle with one of the merchants in the upper quarter. I need to take care of that. And then I'll be all set for a new career.
That was obvious all along.
I'll try to find your gold.
Just do it. That's enough for me.
It's not what I heard.
How's business?
Lousy.
I've got my own.
Somebody should have told me that Corinus has gone to the dogs in the meantime.
That's no news. I've only known the city like this.
You should have seen it a few years ago.
It's a bad business.
That's the first I've heard of it.
There you are again.
I've got a few skins for you.
Wolfskin, that's good. A warg skin? Those beasts are tough. Good work. Come see me again when you have more.
Show me.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
It was quite obvious.
That doesn't surprise me.
I can only wait and see. Deserve that.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Hardly know who they believe.
There was no big deal.
Where did you pick that up then?
It had to happen sooner or later.
I'm staying out of it.
Was there a change?
I bring you news from Garand. Here, he gave me this message for you.
Our situation is worse than I had feared, but report to me on the situation in the Valley of Mines.
The Paladins are holed up in the castle in the Valley of Mines, surrounded by orcs. There were many casualties in the prospecting operations, and there's barely any ore left. Well, I should say that without any help, the lads are lost. That's how it looks.
I shall find a way to rescue this expedition. You have done much for us. Innos will thank you.
I'm not all that interested in his gratitude. I want his eye.
Yes, of course, I stand by my word. Take this letter. It will open the monastery gates to you. Speak with Pyrokar, the highest fire magician, and show him this authorization. He will grant you access to the Eye of Innos. One more thing before you go. Take this rune as a token of my gratitude. It will take you safely back to the city whenever you want.
I want to take up service with the Order.
To be a warrior of Innos, only the noblest...
You don't have to tell me that.
I couldn't get away with that.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
I will leverage you.
I've got no time for things like
That was quite obvious.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I'm not touching that.
And thus spake Adanos to his brothers, "Never again shall you walk upon my land, for it is sacred. And so shall it be."
I'm not touching that.
That's an open secret. Honestly, I witnessed it myself. That's not what I heard. That's not what I heard. And he works all day, too. He simply talks too much. And he works all day, too. He can't keep anything to himself. Go away. Don't tell me that. You don't say. And he works all day, too. Everybody knows by now. Really? How interesting. That's not what my husband thinks. That's an open secret. Now that's typical, isn't it? That's not what I heard. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. You don't say. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. Who says things like that? Everybody knows by now. You don't say. But that's terrible. Go away. Don't tell me that. That's an open secret.
Hey, you!
Everybody knows by now.
Show me.
Who says things like that? But that's terrible. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. I can't take care of everything for everybody. He simply talks too much. Don't tell this to anyone. That's not what I heard. He simply talks too much. Everybody knows by now.
Hey!
Take your...
Really? How interesting. These are bad times. That's what I've always said. Really? How interesting. That's not what my husband thinks. Who says things like that? That's an open secret.
I've gotta go.
Suit yourself.
I won't tell her a thing from now on. You had better shut up. You don't say.
Hey, you. Hey, you. Ever been to the monastery?
Maybe. Why?
Are they still taking on people? I wouldn't know where else to turn.
Where do you come?
I used to be captain of my ship. The good old, all I ever wanted. The only ship which is anchored in Corinthus is that blasted war galley of the king. And they don't take on anyone. So what else can I do? There's no work for me in town. I've tried everything.
You'd better get off the road.
Don't worry. I've already noticed that the wilderness out here has become damn dangerous in the last couple of days.
How did you get to the monastery so fast?
What kind of a question is that? I crept through the pass and made my way straight to the monastery. Admittedly, it was never easy avoiding all the monsters making themselves at home on this side of the valley, but ultimately I encountered fewer problems than I expected.
Do you know where the other?
Gorn seems to have coped with his stay in Garon's dungeon very well. In any case, he wanted to go to Lee and see what was after the grub they serve in the dungeon. He's probably stuffing his face right now and putting the mercenaries. Diego mumbled something about a reckoning. No idea what he meant by that, but I suspect he's in the city. You know him. Always.
I need to get it.
I can't let you into the monastery. I'll get in trouble with the High Council. Without the permission of my superiors, I can't let anyone into the monastery.
I've got a letter from Lord Hagen.
Show me. All right, here's the key to the monastery. Pyrocar is in the church.
Do you know anything about the hooded figures?
No, but I have a bad feeling about those guys. Be careful if you run into them.
Should have known better.
Anything's possible.
Some citizens of Corinthus have mysteriously disappeared.
Take your tribute to Gorax at the monastery at once. He will handle it further.
The same is true for the investigation of the unusual earthquakes in the northeastern regions of Corinthus. So far, I have not received notice that our intervention would be required. Therefore, we are not going to take any steps in this matter.
Yes, but...
No buts. We shall proceed as we see fit, and I hope even you are going to respect that.
I have come to take the Eye of Innos.
I see that you have received an authorization from Lord Hagen himself to bear the Eye of Innos. I am afraid that I have to disappoint you. We have fallen victim to a treacherous plot of the enemy. The Eye of Innos has been violently taken from these sacred walls.
Who did this?
Evil is cunning and usually works in secret. Only rarely do you see it emerge to pursue its evil machinations in broad daylight. But these days, it's a different matter. The enemy now shows himself openly in the street, in every home and every public square. This can only mean that he no longer fears any adversary and is not going to shrink back from anything. One of our most faithful followers, a candidate for the high robe of the Magicians of Fire, has changed his allegiance unexpectedly, and in an alarmingly evil manner. Pedro, the enemy has taken possession of him, thus inflicting a terrible defeat upon us. Pedro has forced his way into our most sacred halls and stolen the eye. I fear that he simply spent too much time by himself, outside of the gates, and thus beyond the protective walls of the monastery, exposed to all lurking dangers.
Where did the thief flee to?
Pedro knocked down some of the other novices who tried to stop him and disappeared into the morning mist. Many novices have gone after him to bring the eye back to its place unharmed. If you want to catch up with him, you need to hurry before Pedro disappears out of your reach.
I've come from the old Valley of Mines.
What do you have to report?
The enemy has formed up there with an army of orcs and dragons.
We have already learned that from Milton. But what about the king's shipment of ore?
The mine they are digging for Garand in the valley cannot satisfy the demands of the king.
The days are becoming grayer, and the light of the sun is ever weaker.
I was attacked by men in black robes.
I know. Those are the Seekers, henchmen from the nether realms of Beliar. Beware of them. They will try to take possession of you. Once possessed, you will no longer be yourself. Only here in the monastery could you find help then, so be careful. Here, this rune will bring you directly back to the monastery if you need our help. Remember, we must offer resistance or we shall all be doomed.
That was no big deal.